I'm gonna shoot it over to y'all because I'm sure y'all got some questions, whatever, whatnot.
Yeah. So obviously, you played with 3 different quarterbacks at Ohio State. So you had Beckman, you had TP, and you had Braxton, right? Which one did you like the most, or even which ones after that would you have loved to play with?
Oh man.
Oh yeah. I mean, hands down, I'm gonna start with Braxton. Just exceptional athlete. Me and him got a connection. He was drafted to Houston in 3rd round too. I love B. But his time came before, he wanted it to come. He wanted to come and
he was basically forced into a
play.
situation where he had to grow up fast.
He had to grow up fast.
You know
and I
what I'm saying?
think he obviously responded and had the career he had. He's an amazing athlete, hell of a player. His story's crazy. Todd Beckman, when you think about Todd as a starter, he only lost 2 games. I'm going to tell you, Illinois' Juice Williams, okay,
Mm-hmm. Juice is a dog.
And Rashard Mendenhall, that team.
Yep.
LSU, Glenn Dorsey, Matt Flynn. Todd Beckman has one of the best winning percentages in Ohio State history.
Damn, let him know.
Hold on real quick.
That was your first study too, right?
Yeah.
I read it online against Youngstown.
I'm going to cut you off, but I was this is something I got to bring this back up because remember we were talking about some of the top quarterbacks. I think I had not necessarily stat wise, but I feel like around here, and people gonna probably call me crazy, but Todd Beckman probably gets a little bit more respect than C.J. Stroud.
For you?
Let me mention this the right way.
Hey,
I don't want this to go the wrong way.
What quote's about to hit Twitter right now?
No, I'm just saying because if you look at the record, far as he's 0-2 against.
He only has 2 losses in his starting career, because he didn't start against USC. Terrell started.
So when I guess what I'm trying to say is
2 to 3. Yeah, I'll give him 3. He got three losses as a quarterback.
I look at the quarterbacks.
I don't think a lot of people know that.
I look at the quarterbacks off of obviously overall record, but then what did you do against Michigan?
Of course.
Yeah.
So I guess that's when I say, obviously CJ is the man.
Yeah.
Was the man, you know what I'm saying? But you look at Todd, you know what I'm saying? When he was at his peak,
he's undefeated versus Michigan.
He was a dog. You know what I'm saying? And there's no really comparison. I mean, obviously.
It sounds like we need to have Todd Beckman's ass on the show.
Well, no, and that's the
love.
thing. But the thing, Todd does need to get love, and
that's all I'm saying.
I ran into him on the streets of Montreal in 2019 randomly. I was up there playing. He was up there for a work trip. But Todd was, dude was 6'5", 6'6".
I'm saying he's big, yeah.
225, 230.
But he was slanging that thing,
He could throw. He could make any fucking throw he wanted. Calm, collective, great leader. Todd was a prototype quarterback, and I did TP last because hands down, I haven't played with an athlete in my whole career that's more athletic than Terrell. Terrell is the best athlete I've ever been around. Hooper, 6'6", 4'3", can throw that shit.
Absolute stud.
Never saw him really open his stride up on the field.
He looked like he was jogging.
He'd be jogging, like.
But he was faster than everybody else.
And the thing about TP, I really believe, he was the most talented player I played with at Ohio State. So for me, he's number 1. You know what I mean? And none against Boone, none against anybody else, but it's easily TP. And I just think he missed that window that a lot of African-American quarterbacks are able to benefit. Because, before, his draft class was a supplemental draft. Russell Wilson changed a lot for black quarterbacks in terms of Patty, Lamar, Deshaun, Jalen Hurts, those guys that are 6'3" and under. Russell Wilson was the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl after Doug Williams. So it was a gap there. You know what I mean? And so Russ kind of changed that narrative. And I think TP just barely missed that cusp of coaches wanting to coach and coach a young athletic guy up. And he was just
because he can make all the throws too.
He could make all the throws and even how they try Lamar, move the receiver. they said that to TP, and he's like, all right, fuck it. Then he did, and he went and made $20 million fucking.
And played for way longer.
You know what I mean?
Way longer than people realize.
Yeah. Right, like, so
like
it's like.
TP's now with Seattle. Now he's with the Redskins.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like, and it's just for somebody to make a move like that as a pro, and then also, like, to be successful and get paid playing a new position. I mean, hands down, like, he's the easiest one. And the guys that I wish I could have played with I wish I could have played with CJ and Haskins. Mm-hmm. I think those two just pocket passers, like, I mean, fuck, man. They can throw
Sling
it. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Just the offensive change, too.
Yeah, I mean, we were in shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I was blocking for this guy a lot. Like, fuck. Yeah. Boom had 16 touchdowns. I'm like, fuck. Like, we just running the ball.
They're running the ball a lot
yeah,
more.
like
So
5 targets a game.
We was talking about this earlier too. Like, you knew on first and second down, we running power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was just
Tressel
Tress.
was pretty
That was
camped
just
out
Tress
on that.
way.
Yeah.
That was just Tress way. So I always think, like, you know, if DeVier could have played in Urban's offense or Ryan Day's offense, like
With Joey Burrow slinging it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? like what that would have been like. You know what I'm saying?
Corey,
But it's crazy because
I'm going out there with fucking 4. Like, bro, I would get like 4 to 6 targets a
Yeah, I
game.
know.
And it's like, oh.
I was at most of the games.
So it's like, oh, you drop one. Oh, fuck, this guy's a drop problem. Like, fucking Marvin Harrison is coming out with like 15, 14 targets a game.
Yeah.
A lot. These dudes are getting like, you forget, like, oh,
It's different.
Man, these dudes are getting 10 plus targets a game. It's crazy. Like, we're not in that. Like, and we didn't have like a turbo offense. We just had pro 2 minute. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't have like a speedy
it's crazy. Like,
offense at all.
you would have like for instance, you would have like 2, maybe 3 guys that are stand out with the whole offense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, your running back, he's gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? For instance, you know, you might have one receiver that's, you know, oh, he's the guy. But it's like in Ryan Day and when Urban is like, you had multiple guys. It's
Multiple
like,
people touching.
You know what I'm saying? You think about it like 2 running backs, you know what I'm saying? 3 receivers, even the tight ends was, you know what I'm saying?
I got the
They
gadget
eat
guy,
everybody's,
the
you know what I'm
reverse
saying?
guy, the bubble screen guy. Like, we didn't.
So
we didn't
like
have
it's
any
like
of that.
we came up in a totally, you know, different time.
Yeah, football has definitely evolved. You know, I would definitely say that the offensive schemes have evolved.
For sure. Next.
So I'm curious, like, when you were in the locker room, like, who was one player that you were around that you were like, I want to gravitate towards this player? Like, this player, he's just like a fucking about it, and I want to like kind of like emulate that.
Well, one guy I played with that I have the ultimate respect for, ultimate work ethic, just a straight fucking dog, and boom, going second this, is Dane Sanzenbacher. You walk in here, fucking dude. I mean, he's working at a bank now, but when he played in college, he looked like he worked at a bank.
I was going to say, that's like the vibe he had, right?
Yeah, but this dude, like, the heart of a fucking giant, like, trained his ass off.
That's cool.
We would leave and go get food, drive back past the Woody. Dane is still there. See his Jeep out there. Just like, and you know, like, when you're in a battle with guys, like I love a lot of my teammates, right? Mm-hmm. But like when you're in battle and like you look, you know, and you see somebody's eyes, and that motherfucker's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's like I told you. You know, like that's Dane. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was because of his work ethic and quiet, you know, wouldn't say anything.
He's a quiet killer.
And so, like, I would always just gravitate towards, like, you know, like his level of seriousness always took because I'm like football was always just fun to me.
Yeah.
Like, it just came naturally, not easy, but it was like basketball was harder on me mentally than football was. But Dane, like, always took, like, my level of seriousness, my level of focus.
Consistency sounds like it was there.
He was the guy that, like, he was, like, my rudder as far as, like, you know, he would just be just, like, he right here all the time. You know what I mean? So, third, you know, long drive, boom, we coming down. You know, we all sitting there. I'm like, boom, come on, let's go. Let's get it started with this drive. You know, we got to drive 98, you know, let's go put one in. And fucking Dane, like, let's fucking go. You know what I mean? I would gravitate towards his level of focus in the locker room.
What about in the pros?
In the pros, Shit, for me, I had a great relationship with Arian Foster when I was in Houston. Boom knows this. Like I would train with him.
Yeah,
in
the
the
Congo boys used to help him out.
Yeah, the Congos.
they like
I
him,
know.
yeah.
I know those. I trained with those
that's right.
guys and his brother. I like the way he trained. I like the way he would protect his body on the field and just like how he kept his stride and.
It was a dog. For
He was
sure.
a dog, yeah. Like
He put together some great years down
Oh
there.
yeah.
yeah, man, and his mentality, and so I really liked him.
That's cool. See you later.
Yeah.
I like to ask each guest this. So obviously all the Buckeyes. So I say like horseshoe aside, what were your top 3 favorite college venues that you ever played in? Bowl game, regular season. What's the top 3?
College, State College, Penn State, and
Is it loud there? Because it looks loud.
my number one. That's number 2. So I'm gonna go. I go least favorite. Here we go. Number 3 is shit, where did I like? Probably the Big House. The Big House is cool. It was
shit whack, bruh.
it was quiet. The thing, just because it was quiet in there. It was like
that shit is whack.
it's quiet
like-
in there. You know what I mean? Like it's
Clip
not
that one, Kyle.
But it's absolutely a huge, beautiful stadium.
I'm just saying they talk about we got all these fans and all these. Nah,
It's quiet. Yeah.
It don't be loud. Like
yeah. To go
the
in
energy there is
yeah.
just
to go in there and silence them. Big House. Number 2, State College. It's crazy. The white out that
Yeah, it looks dope on TV.
Penn State, like that shit
Yeah.
live. And but Camp Randall is a wild motherfucker.
Which is Wisconsin.
yeah.
Camp
Yeah,
Randall.
people
big.
keep
Yeah,
bringing
I
that
need to
up.
fucking
Did
go
he say that too?
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Camp
We need to go to
Randall.
Wisconsin.
I need to
Let's
go
go
there
to a
because
game.
I went to
Dude.
Penn State this past year,
Yeah.
and while I was at
Camp
Penn
Randall.
State, everyone kept saying this is way better than the horseshoe. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
No.
Penn
Bitch.
State's kind of like wider, and I guess
Yeah.
they can technically hold more. But the
That's how the Big
horseshoe
House is, too. It's real
feels
far
like
away.
you
Yeah.
like you got 110 on top of you.
Yeah. And I like Penn State because it's grass. I like playing on grass.
Yeah.
Like I like grass. But
Yeah.
Camp Randall, like, fuck. I remember time lining up and fucking visor is visor shaking. Yeah, that place is. And then like it's like a crown field.
Okay.
So like you can be on the sideline and you can't see below the other team's knees. It's weird as
That is weird.
it's weird. I guess it's because like the way they built it. But Camp Randall is a wild place.
So Luke's going to turn up there, ain't he?
Oh man. Oh shit.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Hey,
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah.
that's about to be lit.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Sound like we need to go up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gonna get those like Chicago, Milwaukee dudes. He gonna pluck some Ohio dudes. He gonna pluck some Detroit dudes. He gonna recruit the Midwest. Like he because he has like now he actually has something.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be like whenever we knew we was about to play Wisconsin, you better strap your shit
Strap
up
your shit up.
and
Yeah.
put your big boy shoes on because you already knew it's gonna be a dog fight from
Yeah,
start
honestly
to
say
finish.
that was our rival during our time. We didn't really
They
have
were
a
really good
Michigan-
then,
Yeah, we didn't have a Michigan rival. Like fucking Wisconsin with like fuck, man.
Trying to think who was the running back then.
John
they
Clay.
had PJ Hill, they
Yep.
had John Clay,
James White.
James
Yeah.
White.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
they
had
had some
straight
dogs.
guys that was coming through there.
Yeah,
JJ Watt, fucking
Yeah.
got paid on our ass too. Shit, JJ got paid.
He sure did.
Yeah, hey, went first round off our game. Shit. Yeah.
all right. No, you got a lot.
Troway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you talked about coming up with your brother, which was, he's a OU legend.
Yeah.
He chose the right school, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
went to- shout out to Julian. But you got to play with him in 2010, and there's 2 things I remember about that game. One, Rufus punched Brutus before
Yeah,
the game,
it got a brawl.
amazing.
Yeah.
which was kind of dope. And then 2, like you got to play against your brother, and there's like a picture of your mom where she's got the split jersey, the OU and the Ohio State. So what was it like? You're a year younger than your brother.
2 years in school, but yeah, he got redshirted, so it ended up being 1 year in college. But yeah, it was. I mean, my brother is like we pushed each other to get to the level of like getting scholarships and stuff. I mean, and like me and him have like a crazy dynamic. Boom knows, like it's like we are so competitive, but we love each other so much, and we want each other to do good. And when he chose Ohio University, I always respect him for this. He didn't get offers until senior year, but Coach Leitner was the first to come in and offer him. And then after senior year, Cincinnati, Arizona State, Michigan State, Illinois, bigger schools came in, but just out of his loyalty and just his respect for Coach Burrow and Coach Solich, he picked OU. And I mean, when it comes to the MAC, like, I'm a Bobcat. You know what I mean? Like, I would go when you guys play on Tuesday or Thursday nights. I would leave practice and boom knows I would drive and watch you guys in the stadium. I love Athens. It's a great town, and I'm so happy. My brother battled adversity. He broke his foot, like had a compound fracture, and made it all the way back. Was an undrafted free agent. Made it on the Jets. He got like 3 or 4 years in the league. Like an improbable kind of story, and just the conversations we have about like all right, what we're doing here, like how do we get better each year, like our times in the summer, our one-on-ones, like we filmed them or anything like that. We'll probably always end in like fighting or swinging on each other.
So good.
Yeah, but it's like we knew at a young age that like like I always felt like he's more athletic than me. Like he's 6 foot. Like I've never like he's like 4% body fat still to this day. Like
all ripped up.
Like eats well. Like he's always been like he has a 40-inch vertical, can like still going like and fucking go under his legs and dunk. Like I can't do that shit. Like I'm just big and like long, and like he's pause. Well, he's like he's like an athletic dude, man, and just so. When I was growing up, like I always felt like, if I compete with him, I compete with anybody in my class and older than me, and so that always helped me. And that game, that OU game, it was awesome because he actually returned a kick on us.
He so did.
Oh, he
They
did?
called it back.
They called it back. This motherfucker, I was on the sideline like, no, you didn't. I'm like, this motherfucker, I've gone to his games. He's never fucking kick returned before.
Right.
And he took one all the way back.
He took
The
one back.
opening kickoff.
Yep.
Was you like you kind of want to cheer, but you ain't allowed to cheer?
Well, no, you know what I thought?
You're like,
Because we're so competitive, I'm like,
Yeah.
I know you didn't score before me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In my house.
In my crib. I'm like, what? But I was happy for him. But then obviously it got called back. But it was just one of those things where it was like super, it's just, crazy to like,
that's your bro.
to see my brother, you know what I mean, across from an experience I'll never forget, man. It was that
It's
shit
so
was
unique,
awesome,
and
man.
and it probably hasn't only happened a few times
Few
in the
times.
history of the league, bro. That's
Well, for us
awesome.
to like guard each other, like he was guarding me all game.
Yeah.
Like,
That's sick.
yeah, it was crazy.
Which
yeah.
you led the game in receiving, by the way. So
I did,
so give
yeah.
you your shout out
I
there.
should have scored that game. I did, and I got this picture. He hates it, but like I have this picture. Like I caught this hitch, and I stiff armed him, and it's like a nasty one.
Damn.
Like when I tell you, if he sees this, he's gonna be like, "Fuck you for bringing it up."
Yeah.
Like, he hates that picture, but it's blown up in my basement.
Oh,
it's
that's
like-
amazing.
And I just do it to troll him for life.
Yeah.
But he scored though. I didn't get to score that game, but it was awesome.
That's
man.
amazing.
Hell
Yeah. I want to talk about your time in the CFL. Obviously,
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Grey Cup MVP. But I'm just curious, like, I was down in Florida. There was this he was an Italian-Canadian dude, right? He loved the Montreal Alouettes. But he was breaking down to me the game of the CFL, how, like, the field's totally different. There's 12 players on the field. So, like, was that a hard process to pick up that game?
I think it helped me because I had like 3 transitions. I had NFL to the CFL. Then I was up there for a year. We won, and then I went from CFL back to the NFL, and then from the NFL back to the CFL. So it was almost like I got to study those playbooks in back-to-back years, so you can really like see the difference. Like you're saying, the dimensions of the field, they're wider. There's 2 50-yard lines. There's a center line, and then there's 20-yard end zone. So it's like, and then you obviously have the wag, like the motion before the play.
Yeah.
Yeah, them boys be running in
I
them
know.
CFL.
Yeah.
Boom
Shame
came
up
to
there,
a lot of
boy.
games. Yeah, Boom came to a game every year, and I respect him for that. That's my dog. Pulled up, and so like in the cardio, like I weighed less when I was up there than I was in the league because it's like you're running more, and then it's 3 downs. So first down you run it, it's second and long, like you're passing it, So. I think that's different. And then, like, so what that 12th guy is normally like a running back / wide receiver kind of guy. And then it's over. And then, like, the DB is like an undersized linebacker, but too slow to be a safety. Mm-hmm. And so, like, that's that 12th guy. He's normally in the middle of the field. But the thing I do love is like the time, like the end of the game, right? In the NFL, like you saw in the Super Bowl, like you can end the game with the ball in your hands with 4 minutes. The CFL game has to end on an offensive play. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 2-minute drill. You can walk back because they stop the clock after each play. Although you're in 2 minute, but you know what I mean? So it's like it's called a 53-plus league. So like it's 53 minutes, and then at the last 3 minutes, it could be like each team can get 3 possessions.
Oh shit, that one.
You know what I mean?
That.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like it's a lot more. Like you could close a 20.
Did you like that?
I loved it.
Okay.
Because you could close a 14-point gap
In 3 minutes.
in 3 minutes. Well, in 1 minute, you could big, boom, boom, boom. Special teams, they get the ball,
Yeah.
2 and out. You got the ball right again. You know what I mean? It's only fucking 50 seconds went off the clock. So I like that. And then obviously, I think there's more that goes into a play. But if I say the one difference from a receiver standpoint is because of the field, like in the NFL, you get like catch, bang plays. Like you catch it and boom, the DB's right on you. In the CFL, like, because it's so much space, like, you can catch it and, like, turn and do a move. Like, it's not as – like, the windows aren't as tight, if you get what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not as much running, so, boom. You know, we ain't got to watch him fucking carry the ball. So I ain't got to deal with blocking for his ass. You know, we throwing the ball. So,
Yeah.
so
I got a
more
quick
target.
story.
Yeah.
A lot of people may not know, but I had an opportunity to sign with the same team.
Should have came.
And I was calling DP. It was
Toronto, yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah, in 2016.
the year that they won the Grey Cup.
Yep.
They offered me a contract.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm calling him like, man, so what you think I should do, bro? Like,
Yeah.
should I take it? Should I come play? Like, then I was like, you know, obviously the money is very different.
It's
Way different.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, is it worth it? And originally, I mean, obviously, I didn't take it. I was just ready to. I was kind of just over.
You were done.
I was done.
Yeah.
you know,
You knew it.
mentally, physically. I was
Yeah.
just done.
Yeah, we had
but
some crazy
after
talks.
they won that thing, I was like, dang.
Chip real quick.
I should have got me a little. I should have got me a little great. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
I usually watch the Grey Cup every year. Like I enjoy watching the CFL.
Yeah.
And you missed out on Toronto, bottom line.
Toronto's cool too.
Great town.
Oh, great time.
Great town, man. We could have a ball up there.
It's probably there's
Yeah.
no pretty girls there.
No.
So
Yeah.
Don't go there.
Yeah.
It's cold. Yeah.
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
nothing to see.
Nothing to see.
Trevon.
So like obviously sports were like a huge part of your life all growing up. So like once you were done like with football and you knew like that this was over, like what was kind of like that transition like to then like kind of like what you wanted to do next in life, like whether it was like business or like where you kind of like wanted to move your passion onto?
Man, it was a celebration, honestly. I think what you put yourself through mentally, physically in football, and that's what like, you know, like all these parents, they pushing their kids to play. Sports is like, just know what you're signing them up for. It's a cutthroat, boring, monotonous life to be a professional athlete. And outside of game days, you know, like that's what you're signing up for is like, you got to fall in love with that process. And I think that process for me was like it was on, and like boom, I tell you, like, you put on that music, you know, Corey, like like days you don't want to fucking go do them lunges. You're like, it's a spiritual, it's like a spiritual, like physical pull that you have to go through. And I think I was happy that I didn't have to like go through that anymore. And I mean, sometimes I miss it. You know what I mean? I miss the connection of like just turning the mind off and like controlling your body or whatever, like that autopilot mode where you just like, and then like you find out a lot about yourself, like, yo, like I'm a fucking dog. Like I could beast through anything, you know what I mean? And so I miss that physical, you know, and then also it would be times like, I mean, I'm a nice guy, but like I tell Boom, like, yo, I'm about to choke slam one of these DBs today. You know what I mean? Like just like you just fucking like just
Well, you
grab
have an
somebody,
environment where you can be like
just
that.
fuck somebody up.
You
Yeah,
know?
you know, like yeah.
Yeah.
And I miss that, you know, don't get me wrong. Like I miss the smoke, but I'm happy I don't gotta like go through the pain anymore. And I think for me, like,
I'm sure you're still dealing with.
yeah, but it's, you can use all of that shit, you know, like that, like, you know, preparation, like how you study a playbook, you can study a business plan that way, perfect it, how you like can push through hard times, you know, stressful times. You can apply that to business, you can apply that to your goals or whatever you're trying to do next. And so like I take like all the intangibles I learned, but I don't miss the physical side of it. And you know, but you know, I still get it out. I play in an adult league, basketball league and shit. You know, I start fighting.
Real quick also, so you won track state your senior year of high school, right? What did you run?
The 400.
400. What did you run in the 400?
47.3.
Damn. I ran a 48.7, but
Yeah.
So Trey, he's faster than you.
No, I'm not. Trey can probably get me right now. I'm pushing like 30 over my playing weight right now.
Trayvon did just deadlift like 550 about a week ago. So.
Oh yeah, he's in shape. Nah. Yeah, when I dapped all y'all up, I was like, yeah, they working out.
Man, right?
we about it.
Everybody got that strong dap here.
4 a.m.
That max
crew.
effort dap.
That's
like,
max effort. Yeah, shout out to Max Effort. Max Effort dap.
4 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
Corey had me for a while. He can't
did.
get me here now. Now I know 4 a.m.
I'm trying to get him to come down the night before and then get up in the morning and train. Just got to make sure he's still awake by the time we record.
I respect it though. Y'all get like 3-hour workout in.
I usually leave here between 5:30 and 6.
Okay.
So yeah, we start right at 4.
Yeah.
Then usually go lunge or do condition after that. But like you said, man, like I just fell in love. I think probably like I started coming. I think we started doing 5 a.m. like 2000. I'm trying probably like a little over a decade ago, or like between 4 and 5. And then it was a hard 4 about 8 years ago.
I was gonna ask what made y'all go from, because it used to be 5.
Yeah, it was 5 for a long time.
What made y'all go from 5 to 4?
Here's what's
And
interesting.
will there be a 3?
No, we get up in the 3s though, which is the damn near middle of the night, bro.
I'm just asking, you know.
So here's the thing about that. What happened was, what I realized is that still, even starting at 5, guys had a hard time getting to work sometimes, because guys come from all over the city that are in our crew, right? And when it went to 4, 2 things happened. One, it weeds out all the people that ain't fucking serious, because you're about it if you're getting up in the 3s, bro.
Well, you got to really.
You can't be in the bar. You got to be living the lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of it, you ain't really rushed. Like you can get to where you need to get to in the city. And so it allowed guys to get better, to compete, because that's our powerlifting team essentially, right? And it allowed, for me to like weed out the people who ain't about it. And I fell in love with that process, because if I was trying to balance competing, being a dad, running these businesses, I need that uninterrupted time. And for me to have that mentality that you guys have both talked about multiple times for this long a period of time, it's necessary for me. Yeah. And I think because I had like anger problems growing up and all that stuff, like being, trying to like get out of my whole situation. Like I need all that and be under the bar and push just to be half normal, I think. So that's my washing machine I got to go through every day, including the personal development, all of that whole system. And I fell in love with the way that I feel.
Yeah.
That's really what it came down to.